Welcome to Cultivating Courage, a podcast exploring fear, courage, and stepping into a life filled with purpose, connection, and love.
You guys are in for a treat because this week we're playing catch up. Listen in to hear what James, Matt, and myself have been up to the last 6 months since we started the podcast. It is on.
Hey guys, welcome back to this week's episode of Cultivating Courage. We are super pumped that you are here, and we are equally pumped that we convinced James to come back on.
I'm here.
He's here.
I used to be over there. Now I'm right here.
It's true. So more formal introductions. I am one of your hosts, Kristin Robinson, founder of Thrive Coaching Studio. I am joined by
another host, Matt Maxwell. We've recently established that co-host is out.
Yes, we're both hosts.
I am a host. You are a host.
Yes.
Here we are hosting.
With our guest, James, our producer.
Hi.
Do you guys remember when James came on and we did a little coaching episode and then he quit his job?
I did.
Wait, let's celebrate this. They don't know that.
Oh, yeah, I suppose maybe
He
they don't.
declared he was going to.
Yeah, like what, 2 weeks later?
Immediately, pretty much right after the episode, I quit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I haven't looked back, and it's been wild and awesome. That's probably the best decision I've ever made in my life.
Wow.
It's
episode, oh no. Yeah.
It's early.
The path towards the things you love.
Yeah.
Like number 11. We didn't label it 11, but it's basically 11.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Way back when. What month was that?
That was May, I think.
Yeah, so it would have been early on because we started the podcast in February.
The path towards the things you love.
Yep.
Check it out.
Yeah.
And now it's been how long? Since May? Almost
May.
6 months?
Since May, yeah. And in that time, I mean, my business is good. It's grown exponentially.
What is your business?
So I run a podcast studio, which we now have 2 spaces in the studio. We just opened a second studio for Chicago's comedy scene. So a lot of the stand-up comics in the community here use the space to record their shows and come up with new concepts and stuff like that. And I mean, it's gone from like 3 or 4 shows, which is all I could manage when I had a day job, to almost 30 clients coming in and out.
Wow.
It's crazy, dude. I couldn't have imagined this happening. And I'm constantly busy. It's fulfilling work. I'm always happy. It's kind of weird too. Like every time I feel myself getting angry, I'm like, how could you be angry right now? Like you're living the dream, dude. So, and ever since I left that miserable place, opportunities have just been throwing themselves at me, just in the studio and outside of the studio. So it's unlimited growth potential.
Yeah.
it's wild, dude.
I'm so present to just like your passion and excitement and just your aliveness around life right now.
Yeah, I used to be tired a lot. Mm-hmm. And I still work probably the same amount of hours a day. Like I'm constantly editing or like finding new concepts for people, but it's fulfilling. It's not mind numbing. It's like it's useful. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I just my overall mood is way up.
I have a question. Can I ask it? Okay. What do you think the world would be like if everyone was living their dream the way that you're living yours?
Oh, it would be so much better. I mean, well, people in general would just be kinder to each other. Because like your base mood is way higher. So yeah, it would be a much nicer place to live if everyone kind of just stopped doing stuff they hated and went after what they were passionate about.
And when you, since our last episode,
yeah,
what were like the moments that required the most courage?
Just the idea of, I think one of the things we touched on was stability, because a day job will give you that stability. Health insurance is important. A steady paycheck is great. Counting on the future is a lot easier to do with something like that. And so that was something that I thought about every second of every day. What happens if this? What happens if that? And frankly, October was kind of rough. Like a lot of business dropped out. People come and go through the studio because it's a very fluid kind of thing. So there were some moments of worry, but even through those moments, I was like, okay, well, I still have this, and we'll find more stuff to do because I have all of this time now. But that was definitely a huge point of concern for me was stability. But I figured it out. And things are, November's picking up. Business is good. So, yeah, stability is a big one for me. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's like what I'm most curious about, hearing how like exuberant you are about your report of how it's gone and where things are right now.
Yeah.
Is it's like if you can get present to what the stories you had about how it might go, how bad it could be.
Right.
Like my recollection of that episode is that we were like, you might be living on the streets.
Yeah.
You couldn't feed your dogs.
Yeah. Right. Like all the worst fears are present about how it could go.
Right. Your wife
like,
hated you.
Yeah. Right.
And so it's like actually getting present to all of that and stepping through it. And maybe now there's like a really cool opportunity for you and for like everybody to get present to how drastically different it's gone than those fears suggested it might be.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, again, that was worst case scenario.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Put that out there.
Totally.
Yeah.
But like that's what's in the background that stops us. And
Right.
maybe it could have gone that way.
Yeah. It's definitely a possibility, but when the necessity of, once I went through with it, once I, stepped on the gas and left work, that need to feed my dogs, that need to be in a happy marriage was still there. So that propelled me into, okay, now I have to accomplish all this stuff. And that mitigates the worst case scenario.
Actually became motivational and then you could use that energy.
So, kind of think about your motivation after the fact.
Yeah.
That'll help you through it for sure.
Yeah. Why are you doing what you're doing?
Yeah, exactly.
There's like it's like this is cool. There's a way in which we can be committed, but we haven't really put ourselves on the line. Right?
Yeah.
And because it's like I still want to have my like safety net back here.
Right.
And there's like the Cortez and like burning the ships, and it's like once his men had no way back, then they were really there.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it just occurs like there was a point where it was like, no, I'm actually in.
Yeah.
Like quitting my job, leaving my job, and then from there, that level of commitment can create all kinds of new things.
Yeah. I saw a lot of branches from that. There was still a path forward, like I knew what I wanted to do, but just all that time. Time is really the most, important thing you get, and what to do with it becomes boundless. You can,
I imagine just even with time, what's coming up for me is not just time to do things, but you're also spending your time focused on the things that you love.
Yeah.
Which then creates, like you're saying, all of these other opportunities and ideas. Like where when you were at your 9 to 5, during those hours, you're thinking about that.
Right.
And being miserable and how you don't want to be there. Right.
Yeah.
And now that 9 to 5, you're able to live in this space where all you're doing is like creating and thinking and like being like, oh, it'd be so cool if this, and holy shit, I could actually do that now.
Yeah.
Like,
It's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you both. It would not have happened without you guys. So, credit where credit is due. These guys brought me to where I am now.
Thanks for that.
Yeah.
That testament, and I guess I will like not toot our horn so much, but I do want to toot the horn of coaching.
Yeah.
Like the power of being in a conversation where someone actually invites you to look at what you really want, what's in the way, what kind of fear you'll have to step through, and they'll stand in the future that you really want with you.
Yeah.
Giving you that, and it's like we were talking about earlier, I'm like, you're the one who made this choice.
Yeah.
You're the one who's created it. You're the one who's like,
right. But I was never present in those moments because I didn't have like a Sherpa to get me there. It's always just a thing in your head until someone brings it out of you.
Yeah, makes a stand for you
Yeah.
and says like, I will stand in this future that you see for yourself.
And invites you to make a powerful choice. And it's still your choice,
right?
Yeah.
But
they'll stand for that and actually get you present to in a way that can support you in busting through.
Moving forward. Yeah.
Congratulations. And also thanks for the testament to the difference coaching can make.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw the other episode I was in where I was skeptical of coaching, but I couldn't have been more wrong. Life is about growth, folks.
Yes. He's going to be a year from now, he's going to be a coach.
Oh yeah, I'll be all up in it.
That's good.
Got my own cult going right now. No, without this, I'd still be miserable. I mean, I'm always miserable, but I'd be
a different kind
more
of miserable.
Yeah, different kind of miserable.
Different kind of miserable. Yeah.
I'm way happier miserable than I used to be.
But
yeah,
it
I
would
hear
be
that.
much worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
So in addition to catching up with James, we thought this would be a fun time to
just catch up with everybody.
Yeah, what's happening? What have we learned? What growth and learning and challenges have we experienced lately?
Yeah. So have at it, Matt. What's like?
I was really thinking more about Kristin.
I know, I could tell. I was like, I'm not ready. Let me see if I can pose a question that would be helpful to get you started. What's the thing that has happened for you in the last 3 to 6 months that you're most proud of? Or whatever other question you might want to answer.
I'll take you. I'll trust you. No, that's good. That's good.
I'm waiting for Matt.
That's great. Well, So, wow, how do I answer that? I have been up to so many things since the last set of recordings we did. I spent a month in Europe, Spain and Italy. Did a bunch of travel there and also worked a lot while I was there. And then came back to Chicago for a day, flew to Colorado, was there for 5 days, flew to the Bay Area, was there for like 4 or 5 days, flew to New York, was there for a week. Just been like going. So I think one of the things I'm most proud of is how like thoroughly I'm living outside of my comfort zone. Just like always pushing, always in a way that's like thrilling and sometimes exhausting. But like all with an eye on enjoying my present experience, doing whatever I can. Sometimes it doesn't occur as fun. Sometimes there's definitely tough days, but both like enjoying now and also with an eye on my future vision for me and my life and the difference I want to make through my business. So when we first started the podcast, I was kind of vaguely talking about my business and I hadn't even given it a name, and there was a lot of question marks, and now it's like fully out there.
Yep.
I've announced my like full organizational coaching business, which is called Hearthstone, and the website's out there, and even just creating the website was very confronting for me. So writing it and creating it and putting it out there has all happened in the last couple of months.
This is hearthstone.com.
This is Hearthstone, hearthstone.com. I wrote a really cool guide that's in the website that's called Loving Your Work and Your Life. That just has like really cool principles, and the writing of that was really fun. And I feel so proud of all of that. And, you know, in my coaching work, we talk a lot about kind of work like that can actually be not moving your business forward. It's like, I don't really want to talk to people, so I'll work on my website instead. And in some ways, it's been that. It's been like an excuse not to be fully putting myself out there because, like, well, I need to finish my website first. But also the process of writing it for me was, just like a step outside my comfort zone, expression, putting it out there, letting people judge it however they want to judge it. It was also great for clarifying what is the difference I really want to be making. For people and for organizations, what is the nature of our work? It just feels awesome to have actually announced it and put it out there, and to kind of like put a stake in the ground about what I'm up to and what I want my life to be about and what I'm doing in a career sense. And also I'm excited about it because the future of Hearthstone is much bigger than me. Other coaches, consultants, people that want to work doing or like transformational work within organizations, it will become a place for us to work together and serve other businesses and individuals. So that's probably what I'm most excited about.
Cool.
Yeah, it rules, man.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's so cool, and it's just so confronting. There's definitely a difference between like I'm a coach, I coach people one-on-one. It's a sole proprietor. That was a little scary when I first started, and that became like a comfort zone from a business perspective. This is another level. Like I've hired an employee, and there's another coach that's starting to work with me, and it's now actually like a business.
Yeah.
And I'm running into all of the things that entrepreneurs run into.
Yeah.
And there was some filing I was supposed to be making in the state of Tennessee where my employee works that I didn't work, and I just got like a subpoena in the mail because I wasn't doing this silly labor filing. And there's just all these things that are part of running a business, financials. There's just all of these other elements that are like terrifying for me, especially with my lawyer background.
Yeah.
Because my lawyer background's like avoid risk, do everything perfectly, don't mess anything up. Horrible things might happen if you don't. Right?
Yes.
That's always in the back of my mind. So to just be like, no, I'm gonna mess some stuff up, and I'm not letting that stop me. And that is just like continually outside of my comfort zone. And then there is the. Can I just keep going?
Yes.
There's now it's like, okay, websites out there. People know what I'm up to. I have an employee. We've got to make revenue. We actually now have to like make a business.
Right.
And if it's going to be the vision I have where other coaches can come in and do work with me, then we've got to have big clients. And so now it's like, so there's like the growth of business owning, like CEO, operational side that's going to just expand. There's also the like sales part.
Yeah.
That's outside of my comfort zone and is a different level than when I was doing one-on-one coaching. And that was scary in its own ways. This like expansion of that, and now being the one who it's like, all right, if this company is going to be a huge success, we've got to have great clients and we've got to make relationships. And I'm like learning about sales and marketing and how do you actually get people enrolled in the difference that you know you can make for them? How do you have them see that? How do you have them want it? And then like closing the deal. So that is all outside of my comfort zone. I launched this really cool group coaching program called Ignition, which if we ever do ads on our podcast, I'll probably do some ads about, and you guys can hear more about it. But that's been my big focus, is creating these coaching groups where we do like leadership training and coaching and a little bit of one-on-one coaching. And it's kind of more of a program than I've ever created before. And actually like letting the world know about that and then enrolling people and participating has been scary and really fun. My first group, my first group is full, and it starts on Monday in a couple of days.
Nice.
Awesome.
And I'm super excited about the difference I can make for them and that they can make for each other. So that's been my business work the last couple of months.
Yeah.
And I've done all that while traveling
Yeah.
to crazy places. So I'm most proud of that.
That's awesome. You should be proud.
Thanks.
Yeah, that rules, man.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I like, again, I'm just present to the aliveness in you, both of you guys. What's the most, in 1 minute outside of work?
She just gave me a time limit.
Oh, dude.
I love it. No, I need it. It's good. You gotta put the like
In
time's up.
1 minute
Yeah.
outside of your business and work life, what's the most fun thing you've done since starting the podcast?
Okay, I'll tell you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
I
great.
thought of it. It took me a while to think of it. I've been up doing a lot of fun things. Life's so crazy, but I love dancing.
Mm-hmm.
And I have no formal training. A little bit of swing dance training, but otherwise no formal training. And I've had this idea for a couple of years, and I finally started doing it because I travel a fair amount. And I've had this idea of picking a song that I love and dancing at really crazy locations to that song, and then creating like a mixed video of me dancing at all these places.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
I've wanted to do it for a while, and it's funny, but like logistically, it's a little challenging. Like if my camera's recording, it won't play music.
Oh.
So you got to get like a separate MP3 player that you're like playing the music to. And this is why I learned to like do the thing, because the first couple I didn't. And then I was like actually getting that precise moment lined up is the like clacker. Anyways, I did videos on my travels.
Term, clacker.
Is that what it's called?
No.
What is it called? The thing that like,
I don't know what it's called.
you know, the movie
I'm not
thing.
that professional yet.
Okay. Well,
The
now we're lined up.
clapboard.
Probably.
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
I don't know.
The point is, I danced in front of some big monuments in Barcelona. I posted like a little Instagram video. That was like a tiny little thing. I made probably 12 of those in the last couple months.
Or
no,
all over?
There, I did one in front of the Roman Colosseum, in front of the Leaning Tower of Pisa, on the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and like so outside of my comfort zone, because most of these places I don't have anyone there. I have a little tripod.
Yeah.
And I just dance with all these tourists around me, and
Right,
I look
and
crazy, and I've got headphones on. They can't hear the music. I'm like, awesome! I feel so good, and they're all just like, hey, keeping their
You must
distance.
be American.
And then a few people start clapping. Yeah, it's good because like there's enough people that it's actually worse when there's fewer people. Anyways, in Europe, and I did one in front of the Golden Gate Bridge, and just like it's been so outside of my comfort zone, but once I start dancing, I just like love it, and it'll be really fun to share.
Yeah.
And it gives me like when I'm at these places, I'm like, all right, where would be like a cool place to dance and have them see the background, and that's probably been the funnest.
That's
just
fun.
like little thing I've been
awesome.
doing,
Yeah.
and at some point I'll share it with everybody.
Yeah.
It'll be like a mix of all these different places, and yeah.
Brilliant. I love
Thanks.
that.
Thanks. Keep an eye out. You guys, my plan is like year end.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe then I'm like, each year I'll do a new video.
Oh,
of,
yeah.
like, different songs.
Cool.
Anyways, if you follow me on social media, then you too could watch my crazy dance video at the end of the year.
Yeah.
At Maddie Maxwell.
Maybe
on
we'll post
Instagram.
the video on our channel too.
That's true. Well, yeah, check it out on our Cultivating Courage. What is our Instagram? Do we have an Instagram?
Yeah, Cultivating Courage podcast. But I was thinking we could put it on our YouTube.
Oh yeah, on
so
our
it's
video.
in our playlist.
Oh my gosh.
It'd be our
Yeah.
featured video when people visit the channel. It's the first thing they say.
Yes, that sounds good. For a day on Christmas.
New Year's
Anyways,
Eve.
keep an eye out for that.
For 10 minutes.
That's been my outside of my comfort zone thing, and you'll also see all of my dance moves that don't make sense.
Yeah.
Kristin,
Matt.
what have you been up to?
Well, the biggest thing that has occurred recently is I'm transitioning out of my position at work. So that's exciting. Right now the plan is
Like day job work.
Yeah, day job work.
Yep, not coaching work.
Correct. 9 to 5 corporate job. Yeah, so a couple of weeks ago the opportunity presented itself to make a transition over the next couple of months. And so that has been exciting and a lot of like weird emotions to process because it's ultimately like what I want, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it happened in a weird way. And so just dealing with kind of like all the different things, kind of we were talking in a previous episode about like how do you hold what feel like conflicting feelings. Like on the one hand, I'm like, sweet, this is like even better than really what I could have hoped for. And on the flip side, it's like, oh, well, this happened not in like a fun way. And I feel like I should have some feelings about that. So it's like, yeah, but it's mostly awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm working on this big project right now through a program I'm in that I'm really excited about. I'm calling it Bloom. and it is a program that I want to put together for 9 to 13-year-old girls around self-discovery, self-confidence, and self-expression, because I really just feel like if we can help young people identify like who they are and what's important to them early, then we can create that nicer, kinder world, right? James, that you were talking about. So we talk a lot about just how we're conditioned, whether it's through family or society, like whatever it is, that little by little we become less of who we truly are, and we lose ourselves if we ever knew. Like I would say sometimes you don't even, like, you grow up and you have no idea who you are because you've never thought to explore that. So I really want to create something that gives young people and their parents and guardians the space to ask that question, like, who are you? What's important to you outside of our family, outside of school, outside of who you think everyone thinks you should be? Like, who are you? And really just create a grounding in the next generation of like, this is who I am and this is what's important to me, and being able to come at life from that place. So
That's super cool, man.
Yeah. So I'm working on that. And I'm really excited about it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where would people find out about that?
Well, it's like super early stages. So I'm still working like to create my community around that. So right now, if
Will
for
that
listeners,
eventually be in your social media?
I think it probably will. And right now, if people are interested in learning more or participating, because I really want this to be something that resonates with the children and their parents. And so right now I'm working on building a community of parents of adult women, whether you have kids or not. Like, we were all 9 to 14-year-old girls at some point.
I was.
Except for
all of us were.
All of us. Well, that's why I said women. Boys. Yeah. So if you're interested, or you have an opinion, or you have some sort of expertise around this, definitely contact me through either through the website, or you can email me, Kristin at thrivecoachingstudio.com. Because I want this to be, to your point, like, I want this to be bigger than myself.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily something that I need ownership of, other than I think it's really important.
I have an opinion about it.
Okay, great.
Which is that what you're creating sounds amazing, and that you're the perfect person to create it.
Thanks, Matt.
I think it'll be awesome.
Yeah. I'm like, when I came back from Thailand, I had this vision for what I wanted to create, like, as a business. And then I started kind of like thinking about it, and I was like, oh, I don't know. Like, kids are so like spread thin already. Would parents really like sign them up for this? Because I had like kind of a physical place in mind, like a place that girls could go. And so I kind of just was like, no, I'm going to go this other route. And through this program I'm in, I kind of just got really back to that place and really present to how important this is to me. Like, I have 2 older nieces and a little niece, and all of my friends have girls this age, or have girls that will be this age. And so it's just kind of like, wow, I'm like surrounded by these young girls. And I know, like, I just feel like for myself, selfishly, like, wow, if I had explored this and I had been given this space to like feel my feelings and explore like what I could be, what I want to be with without any sort of that's right, wrong, good, bad, like, what would life be? And like, I assert that life is perfect as it is.
Mhm.
And like, I had all of that created who I am. But I also think like, whoa, what if like we had all these little kids running around with like, this is what I want to do, and you can't tell me I can't do that.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Like, because this is what's important to me.
Yeah.
And like, and to help children, like, also just open them up to the possibilities
Mm-hmm.
around them. So it's like, okay, maybe you're not going to be the next Britney Spears, but if you're passionate about music, there are hundreds of ways for you to turn that into a career,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, and maybe you are the next Britney Spears. Who am I to say you're not?
Example, I love comedy. I wasn't good at the stand-up part, but I found a role in the community.
Yeah.
Like, it's really important to help people find what they're best at in the thing they love. That's super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's what I'm up to. That's like the big thing in my life right now.
Yeah, I love that. And what I really love is that there's this group of people sitting here, all like truly going for what they care about
Mm-hmm.
and making their life work, making it work, doing what they love and what they're passionate about.
Yeah.
And it's pretty inspiring to sit in a group like this, like inspired by you and by me, by us,
Mm-hmm.
and inspired by you.
Listeners, he's pointing at you.
That's you, whoever's listening to this. I think there's space. I love what you said, like perfect just as it is. And maybe there's another way it could be too, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm just present to like the satisfaction, even in the challenges that we face and the scary moments we face, the satisfaction of letting ourselves go for it.
Yeah.
And pursue what we really care about and what makes us feel most alive. And I hope that you, listener, if you're feeling stuck or unsure or afraid, can give yourself that gift too. And if you're in a place where you really are pursuing that you can celebrate it with us too.
Yeah.
Celebrate the ways in which you are living your fullest life and the life that you most dream of.
Mm-hmm.
It's worthy of celebration.
Yeah, it is. Do the big scary things, even if it's one small right thing
Yep.
at a time.
Hmm.
The next right thing, the next small step.
Mm-hmm. Aligned with
Yeah.
where I want to go.
Yeah, aligned with, well, for me, it's like a heart space.
Mm-hmm.
But wherever you feel that, I don't know, like grounding, I think is the best way I could
Sure.
describe it. I don't know
Yeah.
if that makes sense,
Yeah.
but
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, for me, it's like when I'm really centered and grounded, then I feel this pull.
mm-hmm.
I feel this like draw to, sometimes it's little minute things or sometimes it's really big. But like from there, and sometimes that feels terrifying and
Mhm.
thrilling.
Yeah. Yeah. It definitely gives you the space to go from, this is really scary, to, oh, or it might be kind of fun because I see the end game here.
Yeah.
And it's an end game I care about.
Anything else? Last time you gave like a really awesome, powerful encouragement to our listeners. What do you want to share this time?
I mean, yeah, if you're passionate about something, and it can sustain your life, pursue it. Like, that's, fear is useful. It stops you from doing dumb stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but it can also stop you from doing incredible stuff. So definitely follow your heart. It's corny,
Yeah.
but it's true.
Yeah.
Follow your passion, follow your heart, and use fear correctly.
Well said.
Amen.
Yeah.
Thank you, James. Thanks, Kristin.
Yep. Thanks, man.
Thanks, listeners. Have a great week.
Yep. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Hey guys, thanks for listening. I'm Matt Maxwell. You can connect with me on LinkedIn or other social media, or learn about coaching with me at thisishearthstone.com. And please check out my book, How to Hold a Cockroach, now available through Amazon. You can connect with Kristin on Instagram at Robinson Kristin, that's Kristin, or find her upcoming workshops at thrivecoachingstudio.com. Please subscribe to us wherever you listen and leave a great review. And don't forget our practice for the week, which we didn't actually talk about on the episode, but I'm going to talk about now. Each of the people you just heard about have awesome lives, and part of the awesomeness of their lives has come from working with a great coach. So consider whether coaching might be in your future, and if it is, Kristin or I would love to talk to you and have a sample session.